Hey everyone, today I want to talk about the food and meditation quests set by Nerd Fitness, and also one that I don't really know what category it falls into. So there's a quest that's quite far down the list of those set by Nerd Fitness, to say one positive thing to yourself when you look in the mirror every morning for a month. I would have expected this to be higher up the list because usually the quests set by Nerd Fitness get progressively more difficult as you scroll down. I know difficulty is a subjective thing, but the way Nerd Fitness is set out, the things that I would say they class as more difficult are things that are going to be more difficult for somebody really just getting into a healthy lifestyle, or just getting into a different style of fitness routine. But that one, I think anyone can do that, so I would have expected it to be higher up the list. So if you're using Nerd Fitness like I am, and if you're not used to it, and you haven't scrolled all the way down the list, do scroll all the way down the list and just check out what's there, because there are going to be some things towards the end that you're probably going to find really easy, even if you are new to a healthy lifestyle. And that actually brings me to the food quests, because some of the food quests are further down the list than you might expect them to be. You know, as you're looking at them and you see that the really easy things are at the top, it's kind of strange to see some of these so far down the list. The first food quest is nutrition veggie powered, and for that one, all you have to do every single day for 1 week, eat at least one vegetable per day. And it says the more green and leafy the better. So for me, being that I'm mostly vegetarian, I already do this. So the way that I've decided to do this as a quest for myself is to have a healthy salad for lunch every day for a week. Now I'm doing this with things like mixed leaves, peppers, nuts, cheese, and some kind of salad dressing. My favourite is honey and mustard, so it's probably going to be that most of the time. I wanted to pick something really healthy for this quest, because obviously these quests are all about healthy living, and because I'm mostly vegetarian, I could have a slice of veggie pizza and technically be completing this quest. It just wouldn't be a very positive way to complete it, and I wouldn't feel like I was actually doing it in the spirit of a more healthy lifestyle. So I am avoiding things like pasta and potato in salads, because I really don't feel like I've had a healthy meal after I've had a pasta salad or a potato salad, even if it might technically be healthy. So yeah, that's how I'm doing salads for that quest. The next food quest set by Nerd Fitness is to reduce fast food consumption by 50% for at least 1 month. And this is another one that doesn't really make a huge difference in my life, because I don't even tend to have fast food once a month. In my opinion, it usually seems really expensive for what ends up being quite a disappointing meal. So I only really have fast food on days out that are kind of long days out, like conventions, you know, where the food options are very, very limited. But because obviously I'm completing these quests, I'm doing a counter from today with that quest, and for me, I expect I probably won't even have fast food in the next 30 days. Like, at all. So it's not even going to be reducing it by 50%. I'd have to eat more fast food in order to reduce it. A similar thing for the next quest, which is to reduce sugary drinks. Nerd Fitness suggests replacing 1 sugary drink a day with black coffee, tea, or water for a month. Now, where are we going, Loki? Are you going to look at the camera, or are we just going to get your back now? We're kind of just going to get Loki's back now, I think. Okay, so as I was saying, for reducing sugary drinks, Nerd Fitness suggests replacing one sugary drink a day for black coffee, tea, or water for 1 month. For me, because I put a lot of sugar in tea, well, I put 2 sugars in tea, sometimes 3 sugars in tea. For me to complete this quest, I would actually be just swapping a drink out for water. It does only say to replace one drink a day. And I tend to have a cup of tea in the morning and a cup of tea in the evening. And unless I'm going out, I tend to drink more water than anything else anyway. So, yeah, for me, there's not a big change here. I'd probably still have my tea in the morning and then just not have my tea in the evening. And that will be how I complete that quest. I will let you know what day I actually start that on because it's not got to time for my evening tea. So I could start that today. The next food quest they have is quite similar, and that's to swap out one soda per day with water for a month. I very, very rarely drink soda. It tends to be maybe occasionally at a restaurant or the cinema or at a gig. But even then, a lot of the time, I also drink water because I'm one of those strange people who just likes drinking water. Or fruit juice. But I'm just not really a big fan of fizzy drinks, so I don't tend to have them very often. And this actually made me realise when I was looking at the food and drink quests set by Nerd Fitness that I've never been particularly unhealthy in this area. I do tend to default to some of my favourite meals, so I could maybe set a better meal plan to make sure I'm having more variety. But I don't think variety is actually as important as I'm kind of making it out here by suggesting that I should have more variety. Because as long as the default meals I have tend to be healthy, which they are, I don't need to have, a different meal plan every day of the week throughout the year, So having my defaults quite often, I think that's fine. And as I've said before, even when I make things like chili, it doesn't tend to be like a lot of rice and some chili. It tends to be vegetable chili. I tend to have a side of vegetables. I'll even put a salad with it and stuff. So even when I make things that could be fairly unhealthy, I kind of do a healthy twist on them. Also, chili is my favourite food. If I don't plan my meals, I will probably have chili like twice a week. Because I love chili. It is seriously my favourite food. So yeah, I could make a better meal plan for that to have some more variety. But at the start of these quests, I'm really just doing them as making sure that they're healthy, more than making sure that they're very varied. There is actually an article on Nerd Fitness that I will find and put in the description of this video that actually talks about how even if you're going to have the same meals every day for a week or something, as long as they're healthy, that's better for you than if you're going to have junk food every day for that week. So, interesting article. And I have to say, I agree with it. I'm really more concerned about whether the food is healthy than whether it's varied. But yeah, that's enough on that topic. Next, I want to talk about the meditation quest set by Nerd Fitness. As a lifelong pagan and someone who has done yoga since childhood, I'm familiar with meditation and set aside the time today to do all of the benchmark quests. Someone new to meditation might not be able to do all the benchmarks in one day because some people get distracted easily when they start meditation. And that's fine. Obviously, if you're doing these quests, do them at your own pace. But if you are familiar with meditation, like if you've done yoga a lot, or if you've done any pagan practices that use a lot of meditation, you will probably be able to do most of the benchmark quests in one day, or all of the benchmark quests in one day. The first benchmark is to meditate for 2 minutes. And Nerd Fitness says to keep a straight back and focus on your breathing. You can sit, kneel, whatever is most comfortable. Set a timer if you'd like and complete your first meditation session. So obviously, nice easy one there. If you've done meditation, as I said, that's not really even going to feel like a meditation session to you. The next benchmarks are to meditate for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, meditate 3 times in one day, and meditate for 30 minutes. Now, 30 minutes really feels more like a meditation. So that's kind of around about how long I generally meditate for a short meditation session. So if you're like me and you have done a lot of meditation, that's probably about where you are already. And I would say, if you are doing these benchmark quests and you want to try them to do them all in one day, you might not want to do like really short benchmarks if you're already quite comfortable with meditating, but you also might not want to do 3 sessions of 30 minutes. So do what feels comfortable for you. I'd also say if you are doing the benchmarks and you're only doing 1 session in a day, if you are familiar with meditation and you've done a 30-minute session, I think that counts as doing all of the previous shorter benchmarks, because obviously they're benchmarks. They're there to mark your progress towards doing the longer sessions. If you can already do the longer sessions, count all the previous ones as complete. So today I did 2 20-minute sessions and a 40-minute session, and that was cool for me. The next meditation quest set by Nerd Fitness is to try walking meditation. Now, walking meditation is actually a kind of mindful bridge activity, so this will also complete the established 1 mindful bridge activity quest and the try a different style of meditation quest. A mindful bridge activity is being mindful of what you're doing while you're doing something other than being still to meditate. So with a walking meditation, you focus on walking. Even steps, even breaths, but of course while you're outside, you do need to stay aware of your surroundings and safety. You need to be in the moment, not thinking about the next episode of a favourite TV show you want to see. The next meditation quest is to try metta meditation, and metta meditation is a focus on forgiving those who have harmed you, being forgiven for harm you have done, and this is a mental activity. It doesn't mean, for example, if you've been in a really bad situation in the past, like if you've had an abusive ex, it doesn't mean that you need to start hanging out with them again. This is about making peace with what happened. You obviously need to stay safe. This is entirely a mental exercise. It is entirely about making peace with anything like that. Then there's try mindfulness. As I understand it, this is the form of meditation that focuses on sensation. So this is where you sit and focus on the sensation of breathing. And this is the type of meditation that you will have already been doing in order to meet those benchmarks. They also have quests for trying zazen, which is a form of sitting meditation, and it's going to feel a lot like the type of meditation you've already done if you're doing the benchmark meditations. Guides and tutors will focus on many different seated positions in zazen, but these are based on what the practitioner is able to do rather than every practitioner needing to use multiple meditation positions. So if you already meditate, for example, in a full lotus position most of the time, you've already completed this quest. Then they have a quest for trying guided meditation. Now this can be a recording or with a tutor. Oh, are you okay, Loki? And I'm sure some people find guided meditation helpful. I personally find them distracting, so prefer to guide myself in meditation. When I find guided meditation distracting, it's a bit like when you get an audiobook and the narrator is constantly mispronouncing a common word that's going to come up constantly in the book. It doesn't help meditation for me. So yeah, I do prefer to guide myself. Sorry if my voice is sounding a bit funny today. I have got a cold and I'm really trying to make this video without just having a coughing fit. The next 3 meditation quests set by Nerd Fitness are to meditate 5 days in 1 week, meditate 10 days in a row, and complete a month of meditation. Now, Nerd Fitness doesn't actually say that this has to be daily meditation for a month to complete the month of meditation. I personally tend to meditate every day anyway, so for me, as I report on completing this quest in a future vlog, it will be based on daily meditation. They have a few set quests for meditation that I'm actually postponing, and these are read a meditation book, visit a meditation group, complete a meditation retreat for 1 to 3 days, and complete a meditation retreat for 3+ days. That's graceful, Loki. Sorry about the cough. Now, the reason I'm postponing these is because they're going to need some planning. That's terribly graceful of you, Loki. Sorry about the cough. As I said, cold at the moment. So, these last quests that are going to require some planning, I've got a lot of books on meditation and a lot of other resources on meditation. As I've said already, I've been practicing my whole life, so, you know, I've picked a lot of these things up along the way. I don't have any of them on Kindle, and they are in storage at the moment because I haven't been able to find Kindle copies of a lot of these books. I'm not sure that I want to buy new books on meditation when I have a lot of them. You know, the practices don't really change. They've stayed very much the same for centuries, so I will probably, to complete that quest, look at digging out my old meditation books. I find it really weird that Kindle hasn't got like every book yet. I had a big thing where I actually, unless I had books that were autographed or special in some other way, I actually got all of my books on Kindle and then took the paper versions to a charity shop. So it's only some books like this that have ended up in storage. And actually, because I've been meditating my whole life, they're in storage because I also don't really need them. But because, in the interest of doing this quest properly, I will be reading a book on meditation. I will probably be reading all of my books on meditation. I just have to get them out of storage, and I don't really want to do that right now because, as I said in my previous video, I did actually manage to have quite a bad fall, and I'm still in quite a lot of pain, so I don't really want to be digging through boxes while I'm healing from that. And then the other thing I want to talk about with this is the meditation retreats. Now, previously I have gone to meditation retreats and really enjoyed them. But since I've got Loki, who of course is a therapy cat, if I've not been able to find a meditation retreat that allows pets, which most of them don't allow pets, I haven't wanted to go. Because although Loki would of course be left with a cat sitter and he'd be absolutely fine, I know even from cinema days and gigs and conventions, I Skype to check up on him. Well, I don't so much Skype anymore since we've got a pet cam, but Loki has his own Skype, so I can Skype with him. He's got a pet cam, as I've just said. I've even got a Discord account for him, so if there's any bugs with Skype or pet cam, I can use Discord. So yeah, he's left with the cat sitter, and then I have all of that to check in with him and see how he's doing. And if I can't do that at a meditation retreat, which I wouldn't be able to do because obviously you're not supposed to be checking your phones, you're not generally allowed to take pets with you, instead of actually getting any benefit from the meditation retreat, my mind is just going to be wandering and thinking about if Loki's okay. So since I've had him, instead of going to meditation retreats, when I've wanted to do that, what I've generally done is set out my place to be conductive for a meditation retreat. You know, I've taken out all of the technology. I made it just this wonderful place for meditation. And I'm going to have to get some opinions on whether or not that would count for doing these quests, because I want to do these quests, but if I know, purely from how I feel when I go to conventions or when I go for cinema days and stuff, if I know that I'm going to mostly be just thinking about Loki and wanting to check in on him, where are you going? Come back. We've not finished. Come on. Let's see if I can get him to come back. I very nearly finished what I had to say, actually, so I don't know if he's going to come back. Hey! Hey, Loki. So yeah, as I was saying, with those retreats, and again, sorry about the cough. With those retreats, if I know that I'm going to mostly be just worried about Loki and wanting to check in on him, they're not going to do me any good. I'm not going to get the benefit of going to them because I will be distracted. I won't be meditating properly. So I do want to get some opinions on that because, as I say, I really don't want to skip those quests. But if I'm not going to get any benefit from going to a meditation retreat, it's going to be a waste of money. So yeah, I'll get some opinions on that. Probably in my Discord, if anybody wants to drop an opinion there. Maybe leave an opinion in the comments. I find Discord a lot easier for having a discussion though, so if you want to talk about it, maybe the Discord will be a better place to do that. That's everything I want to talk about for this video. So yeah, if you do have any opinions on the meditation retreat quests, please do drop them in the Discord. And yeah, that was everything for today. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.